Welcome to Masada, a remarkable historical site located at the southern end of the Dead Sea, approximately 40 miles 64 kilometers southeast of Jerusalem. Masada is a natural flat mountain that rises dramatically from the valley floor, reaching an astonishing height of 1,000 feet, 305 meters. It's like an immense column surrounded by sheer cliffs on all sides, making it seemingly impregnable. At the base of Masada lies the ancient site of Gomorrah, while ancient Sodom is about 14 miles 23 kilometers to the south. Located in a desert region, the base of Masada is approximately 1,000 feet 305 meters below sea level. The name Masada itself means fortress. Masada was one of the 3 fortified fortresses built by King Herod, primarily for his leisure and to protect his territories. Its construction began around 24 BC. Surprisingly, Masada featured a sophisticated network of water cisterns fed by diverting water from nearby mountains, even including swimming pools and other luxuries of that time. In addition to its substantial water storage capacity, Masada had 15 food storehouses, enough to feed 10,000 people for a decade. In 66 BC, events began to unfold that led to the Jewish rebellion against Roman rule, starting in Caesarea Maritima. Between 66 and 70 AD, while the nation was in revolt, Jewish zealots, who had fled from Jerusalem and its surroundings, captured Masada from the Romans. They were fervent fighters for national freedom, opposing Roman rule, and gained control of all the stored food and water at Masada. During the period of 66 to 70 AD, Rome triumphed over all the northern cities of Israel. In 70 AD, under the command of Titus, the Romans unleashed total destruction in Jerusalem after a long and bloody battle that lasted over 4 months. According to the Jewish historian Josephus, 1.1 million Jews lost their lives in this conflict, and another 97,000 were captured and enslaved. The temple was razed during this siege. In 73 AD, a total of 967 Jews, including their families, had gathered at Masada. They were under the command of Eleazar ben Yair, a Jewish zealot fighter for freedom. After conquering Jerusalem and most of Israel, the Romans headed south to conquer the southern strongholds surrounding the Dead Sea region, including Masada. Ultimately, Masada stood as the last stronghold of the Israelites in existence, and in the fall of 73 AD, the Romans gathered their forces there. Explore the remnants of Masada, including its cisterns, living quarters, ritual baths, palaces, fortifications, and various other intriguing structures. The site also encompasses a Byzantine church, offers cable car access, houses storerooms, baths, a synagogue, a siege ramp, and a treasure trove of archaeological remains that provide deep insights into its history. Nearby attractions include the charming oasis of En-Gedi, the therapeutic waters of the Dead Sea, and the historical sites of ancient Gomorrah and Sodom. Masada holds biblical significance as the backdrop to historical events. After a confrontation between King Saul and David near En-Gedi, it is believed that David sought refuge at the top of Masada, 1 Samuel 24 verse 22. The Bible prophesied the destruction of Jerusalem and Israel due to their rejection of Christ as the Messiah, an event that took place between 66 and 70 AD, Luke 19 verses 41 to 44, Zechariah 14 verses 1 to 2. In 73 AD, the 10th Roman Army Legion, comprising approximately 10,000 soldiers and 6,000 Jewish slaves under the command of Silva, arrived at the base of Masada. This Roman legion initially constructed a formidable wall that encircled the base of Masada, largely utilizing the labor of Jewish slaves for construction. They then built 8 camps around the base of the mountain, with remnants of these camps still visible today, and Silva established his headquarters at the northwest camp. After months of unsuccessful attempts to conquer the Jewish zealots atop Masada, the Romans embarked on the ambitious task of building a massive siege ramp on the west side of Masada, using Israelite slave labor to assist in the process. As the siege ramp neared the top of Masada, the Romans primarily used Jewish slave labor to minimize resistance from their fellow Jews on Masada. After months of work on the siege ramp, the Romans finally reached the top of Masada and caused serious damage to the outer wall. Realizing their imminent capture, the Jewish zealots built an inner wall just inside the outer wall, fortifying it with wooden beams from many of their buildings, layered with earth in between. The Romans set fire to this inner wall and were now poised to enter. However, all of this happened late at night, so the Romans decided to postpone their assault until the next morning. Eleazar ben Yair, the zealot commander, delivered a passionate speech, emphasizing that they were not destined to be slaves and highlighting the grim fate that awaited them if they surrendered to the Romans. His proposal: mass suicide. On May 3, 74 AD, after 7 months of exhausting battle, the Romans gained access to the top of Masada and witnessed the tragic mass suicide of the Jews. The zealots chose to end their own lives through suicide rather than endure conquest, abuse, or death at the hands of the Romans. We hope this guide will inspire you to discover the mysteries of Masada on your own. Dive into the depths of the history that this great fortress carries. We'll see you on your next trip.